Kiki Masampa. Remember Kiki Masampa? He used to play for who was it? Kiki Masampa. I can't remember. Do you know what his nickname was? Chris. Chris Masampa, as in Christmas.
Here we go. Eat My Goal fans. We are back. It's Mike and Dan with our final episode of this series. I know. It's been a long series. This is episode, I don't know, 45, 46, 45, I think. But it's the last one. It's the last Pompey one. We may be back just to see how our Premier League predictions got on later in the season. I think we're both doing pretty well with those. But we're going to kick off with final day, Fratton Park. Wycombe were the visitors. It was the 8th place playoff. Big stakes for this game. And it didn't disappoint, did it? 2-2 goal fest.
Yeah.
What was your analysis of the game, Dan?
Well, first things first, surprising that it was a score draw. Because you haven't had many of them.
Yeah, we haven't had many of them at all, have we?
No.
When we do, they tend to be high scoring score draws, don't they? When we do. Like the Plymouth 2-2 tend to be a bit of a 2-2. Anyway,
and we had loads of 1-alls this season. So on the contrary.
So apart from the score draws, it's a strong start. It's a strong start.
There's only 3 teams that have lost more games than less games.
Yes, fewer games.
Fewer games than us.
Fewer games than Pompey.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are going up, aren't they?
Yep.
And the other one, I assume, is on 3rd place.
Certainly up there. So I only watched the first half.
Okay.
I would say it was all right. It was good. I think the fact that we scored made a big difference, as stupid as it sounds. But I think if we'd gone in 1-0 down, then it would have been... the first half was pretty much same old story anyway, in that we created...
little.
But... No, we did. We did create a few chances, but we sort of got in and around their box quite a lot. But that's just that final ball again. But it was certainly more entertaining than most other games that we've seen this season. So it was all right. I didn't get to see the second half, but I saw the keeper's first error for the first goal, and that was after. He'd already. Did you see any of the first? You didn't see any of it, did you?
Nah. Only highlights for me this weekend. I was in a field in West Sussex.
He'd already gone up for a ball and caught one, and the striker went up with him, and he did that sort of drop the ball onto the striker's head, and then he got a free kick for it. He'd already been a bit fumbly. Yeah. And then he did that. He didn't really do himself any favours. I don't quite know. I don't quite know why he dropped Macy.
Did he drop him, or was it just? Do you think it might have just been that he wanted to give Oluwayemi a run out?
It doesn't make too much difference, does it? It was
a nothing game, wasn't it?
But it just seems, of all the people, well, I don't know. I suppose. There's other people that could have had a run out, isn't there not? But
in goal?
Not in goal, but all over the pitch.
Some would say they might have done a better job.
Yeah.
But he had a bit of a mare, didn't he? He had a double mare on the first goal by kind of obviously giving the ball away first off, and then the shot wasn't the best, was it?
Great, was it? No.
It was savable, wasn't it? And actually, it was. I don't know. It's just strange, isn't it? But then the second one, you could say it's kind of if you're a Wycombe fan, you'd say, "Oh, it's a great spot. It's a great spot from our man to see the keeper off his line." But you've got to say, keeper's had a bit of a mare, hasn't he? You don't get.
I think it's a good spot. It's a good finish. But again, I don't think Oluwayemi did himself any favours by going like this. Did you see the hands? Just like nothing. I just thought, just let it go over your head, mate, and just please don't do this to the side. I don't quite know what you're doing. But
Somebody's pressed dive on
yeah,
FIFA, haven't they? I didn't mean dive. I meant run back towards the goal.
Yeah, so he did. Yeah, he didn't do himself any favors with that. But I don't know what the second half was like. I know that we created a few chances. I mean, Ogilvy could have had a hat trick.
Yeah, he missed a couple of stinkers, didn't he?
He did. There was one in the first half. He should have buried at the back post. But I suppose the keeper did well to save it. But it was straight at him, and that was only from a few.
Keeper did well, but he shouldn't have been given the chance. I don't think. Should he?
No,
it should have been a straightforward finish, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
You could say he's the left back, but ultimately.
And Lane did well. Lane was good. I was saying to my brother went to watch it, and I was saying the thing that was frustrating me about Lane was he was getting loads of the ball, but he was playing on the right wing again. So every time he had that chance to cross, he was cutting back in on his left foot. And if you're a defender, you're just like, oh, we'll just keep him on his right foot then, as much as I can.
How do you feel about whilst we're talking about this? How do you feel about this left footers playing down the right and right footers playing down the left? Didn't happen in our day, Dan, did it? Didn't happen in our day. If you're a left footer, you're a rarity for a start. So you're either left wing or left back.
That's it
for sure. But yeah, how do you feel about the whole cutting in, playing the your stronger foot on the wrong side?
I don't really understand it. I think if you're Messi, or someone with that quality, then yes. But I mean, if you're going to play a left footer on the right wing, just switch it up. Just keep switching up all the time. Just keep switching wings with your other. If you've got someone who can cross it with both feet on the other side, because as you know, with left footers, they very much tend to just use their left foot as much as possible. But yeah, if you're going to use the left footer, then just keep switching it up. I wouldn't keep them there all game, because it's not hard for a team to work it out, is it?
Yeah, it becomes predictable, doesn't it? I think you've got to be, like you say, you've got to be top class, and even when you look, when I watch Man City every now and then, you see kind of Mahrez, you know exactly what Mahrez is going to do. He's not going outside you, is he? There's no way he's going outside you. He's coming inside. So surely that's fairly. I know he's different class, but it's fairly easy to defend against. So at League One level, it's got to be pretty much got to see. Okay, they're going to cut inside. Like you say, if you switch it up, you've then got the option to go around the outside. And when you've got someone like Bishop plus Piggott in the middle, you need to be able to get. Otherwise, those in-swinging crosses kind of favour the keeper, I think, don't they?
Yeah.
In many ways.
I know on the subject of Bishop, his header for the second goal was a cracking header out to Piggott.
Yes, yeah. And Lane, it's nice to see Lane get on the score sheet. He's been improving week on week, hasn't he? And I think it's a good sign for next season that he could be a regular in that challenge.
I hope so. Six. I'm not quite there with some of the other people on Instagram, I think it was, saying that he's unreal.
The Mutts.
Unreal.
Unplayable.
Unreal. Him and I can't remember. They said him and Bishop are going to kill everyone next season, all this business. But I think that remains to be seen. But yeah, I hope he can. Because I think he has got the quality. He's certainly got the potential.
Is that the optimist's view? Do you think? Do you think it's almost like there's people out there who are almost like the complete opposite of us, who see something and think, "Wow, that is different gravy." Yeah, and then you get people like us who like to, pour salt on these little things.
Or just be a little bit realistic. and maybe we're 25 years older than the people that make these comments.
We're 25 years older, with more experience of seeing our team let us down time and time again. Okay, so the keeper. Sorry, go on. Yeah, so probably overall, do you think it was a fair result? It didn't really matter, did it?
From what I saw first half, I said Pompey were the better team, but I didn't see the second half, so I don't know. But I guess so. I guess on the balance of the whole season, you'd say it was a fair result as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. we've ended up where we should end up, I think, haven't we? We weren't a top six side, as it was proved time and time again. We didn't get the results, as you've mentioned several times. We didn't get the results against the top six sides when it mattered. Well, when it mattered, as in when we played them. We dropped far too many points against teams that we should have been comfortably beating. So I think 8th place is probably where we deserve to be. It's not where we want to be, obviously, and as you would see from just seeing any social media, your most Portsmouth fans will agree. But it's where we are. So, big changes over the summer yet again. Big changes, it would seem, if we were to compete. We'll come on to the rest of the Pompey news in just a moment. But one thing I've been meaning to ask you is, have you got your tickets? Have you got your tickets for the Guildhall, 25th of May?
No, is this Colin Wanker, is it? It is, isn't it?
Colin Wanker.
It is, isn't it?
What, as in you mean the current Huddersfield manager?
That's right, yeah. It's really that, isn't it?
It is that. Are you with me?
Do you know what? I looked the other day, I was looking at Guildhall, and I saw that was on. I thought, I'm going to see how many tickets have been sold. And there's actually quite a lot.
What, left or sold?
No, there's not many left.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this begs the question: why? I can understand, going to places where you previously managed, or even near those local areas, like mostly up north, maybe down in Plymouth.
Yeah.
What? Portsmouth?
I don't know. And this is the only leg of the tour as well, isn't it?
No, he's announced more dates for.
Has he? For
Scunthorpe, Nottingham, and York, and the O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire. Not the O2.
Again, Scunthorpe, where? York?
Scunthorpe, you can understand. That's kind of near his neck of the woods, isn't it? Up past Watford.
Nottingham, did you say?
Nottingham, again, kind of his territory. He was Notts County manager, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was, yeah.
I don't know about York. Was he York? I don't know whether he was York. But then London, you could say Shepherd's Bush, so he's nowhere near. He was Palace manager for a bit. QPR, he was QPR manager. That's Shepherd's Bush, isn't it?
I think he's one of those managers that's just done every team, hasn't he? He's just done every
except Pompey.
Every those bottom half Premier League down to the Championship, except for Pompey.
Yeah. Do you reckon he thought of? He said add that to the tour when the Pompey job came up, and he was kind of touting himself as a potential candidate and saying, "I could do that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I could do that." And then said, "Well, tell you what, stick me on the Portsmouth Guildhall, 25th of May." Yeah. And when I've taken them up that season, that'd be perfect because we'll be able to celebrate. But anyway, so you haven't got your tickets. You're not up for that.
I haven't got them yet. No, I'll have another look to see what's left, and then
I just wonder why.
Back if you like.
Because I said earlier in the season about the Rooney one. Rooney was only doing 2 dates, one of which was in Portsmouth. Portsmouth's obviously a big town big city for chatting about football.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're looking at your tour and you think I need to do a big place down south, then you look at the biggest city, and it's us, isn't it? So
yeah, fair dues. So there you have it. If you haven't got your tickets yet, 25th of May, Portsmouth Guildhall. Neil Warnock, are you with me? Let's see if we can get some sponsorship off that. So Colby Bishop this week was announced as the player of the season. Do you know who the other contenders were?
Have you got
shortlisted? They were shortlisted, yeah.
Okay, so it would have to be, well, okay. Bishop got 15 player of the season trophies. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. No, but
I assume Lally's Pharmacy gave him player of the season,
and the Cayman Islands.
Yeah. So, well, Ogilvy, maybe? No. Okay.
He was your early shout, wasn't he?
Morel will be one.
No. I'll tell you what. One of the players would be if the season finished after 10 games, you could probably say maybe. I think you might have mentioned it as I was talking there.
What Pack?
Marlon Pack, yeah, he was the other nominee, and then third choice.
Rafferty.
Well, that wouldn't have been a bad shout. But if I was to say the reigning player of the season was the third player,
Reigning player of the season.
Raggett.
Raggett.
So you have
Yeah.
Pack, Raggett, and Bishop as your three nominees.
Crikey. I wonder whether it was close.
I'd like to see what percentage of the vote Bishop got, and if it wasn't 100%, why? Why was it not 100%? Very understandably why he was player of the season. Strange how obviously mid-season he went like 3 games without scoring and started getting some stick from some areas of the crowd, but clearly head and shoulders our best player of the season without a doubt. In other news, Clark Robinson has announced he's leaving.
Yeah.
Big loss. Club captain.
Yeah.
Is that enough to say on that?
Good later.
Thanks, Clark.
Yeah. Well, it's just surely that's just the first of many, isn't it?
Yes, it's got to be in it. It's got to be.
First of the big clear out.
Yeah, it's going to be a big turnaround in the summer, isn't it?
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah, it needs to be. And we need some quality in.
If I'm going to be getting a season ticket, we do as well. I'm not paying for this
tribe
that we've watched all season.
It's all right. You can always put your season ticket on eBay after 4 or 5 games.
I'll just chuck it on the pitch.
Oh, yeah, that's what you need to do. Sling it on.
Yeah.
Chuck it towards director's box.
Does it still come in a little plastic wallet, do you think?
I think so. You have to just, perforated edges.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. I think that's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Okay.
Almost definitely. I'm going to give a little shout out here to a fellow Twitter account, which is Hancock Analysis, who is a Portsmouth-based football analyst. And I kind of saw bits of his throughout the season, but I only really read in depth over the last couple of weeks, and his analysis is actually bloody good, really in depth. And what I particularly liked is he looked at some potential signings for Pompey, but not just kind of just chuck some names out there and said, oh, this player. Actually went into detail as to why he feels they'd be a good fit for Pompey due to their style of play, physical attributes, stuff like that. And it's a very good read. So if you're not following Hancock Analysis on Twitter, do so. I can tell you exactly what their Twitter thing is. It's just simply at Hancock Analysis, I believe. No, it's not. I tell a lie. It's at HITC Stevens. No, I'll start again. HITC Sevens is what it actually is. Okay. No, it's not. What am I talking about? Goodness me. Cut all this out, shouldn't I?
Worst shout out ever.
I've given a shout out to somebody completely different. It is simply at Hancock Analysis. I thought it was. I don't know where I got all confused. Right. So if you haven't seen them, go to Hancock Analysis on Twitter. Read some of his posts; they are excellent.
And any names in general that he said that you?
There's many names. Yes, I don't have the post to hand, to be honest with you, and I can't find it at the moment. But there's quite a few.
Okay, so he's done his homework. He knows his stuff.
It's just we're not passing it on. If you want to know, go and check it out.
Are we talking League One players or?
There are League One, League Two. I think there might even have been a couple of one or two Championship, lower end of Championship players in there. Possibly even a National League player or two, and even put in there their kind of their current value based on their contract situation, which I thought was very good, and seemed quite accurate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so go check that out at Hancock Analysis. That's where he is out. And on the subject of Twitter, something we haven't done for a while, Dan, is we haven't given a shout out to some of our followers. We've now got almost 100. So new ones we've got is Chris Gerard, 16 years in the RFA. I won't read too much because clearly I can't read tonight. You've got Yatesy, we've got Tom Nella, we've got Pompey's Finest, we've got Britannia Fish and Chips.
Oh, my favourite.
Favourite fish and chips. Chris Powers sounds like he should be a DJ. Andy Ford. Kyle Banbury, son. I like this. Is a little tagline is not always right, but always opinionated.
Yeah, I know him. I've seen him on Twitter.
Yeah. Fair dues to you. That's about it for the new ones. Oh, we've also got Laurie, Gloria, and Matty. Matty is a female. Yeah.
How
I think
are they
they're trying to
looking?
get us to follow them back.
Yeah.
All wearing not very much.
I'll go on and check their profiles out later on just to make sure
You should do.
Yeah, just in case.
You should do. If you want to follow us on Twitter, our Twitter is at eatmygoal22. Get on there. It's the final one of this series, but we will be back next series. That is a threat. Okay, should we do a little quiz? I have got, and I kid you not, this is the best quiz to end the series on.
Okay.
For you, the best.
Yeah,
you will. I promise you will love it.
Okay. Well, I've got my usual, Mike.
Random.
I've got 5 random crazy football facts.
Okay. I've got footballer puns.
Footballer puns?
Oh, footballer puns. Yeah.
Right. Sound of that.
Puns using footballers' names. So I'm going to give you a clue and you've got to get the answer.
Oh, yeah.
Part of which is a pun of a footballer's name.
Who's kicking off? Right up my Strasser. Right.
Okay.
Me to you, innit, I think?
Yeah, go on.
Right. Straight off the bat then. Random question number 1. In 1930, a Scottish Cup tie between Inverness Caledonian Thistle and Vale of Leithen ended in a record highest scoring draw. What was that final score? Was it? I'll give you a choice for 2.
Multiple choice. Okay, yeah, go on.
Was it 9-all or 11-all?
Oh, is that 2 options?
Yeah.
11-all. I'm going 11-all.
11-all?
Yep.
What, you going straight off?
Yep.
You're not even going to think about it?
No, straight in.
Yeah, got it.
1-0. Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
11-all, Mike.
Here's your first. This is the level that we're at. This is the level. So here's your first footballer pun. Give me the answer to this question. I want you to combine a Sophie Ellis-Bextor song with a French World Cup winner.
Right.
I want you to give me the answer of that question. So if you were to combine a Sophie Ellis-Bextor song with a French World Cup winner.
I don't really understand what I'm doing here.
So think of a Sophie Ellis-Bextor song, and how can you shoehorn a French World Cup winner into that song title?
Murder on the Dance Florian something.
It's a little bit more straightforward than that. Murder on
the.
Kind of, yeah.
Murder on
Zidane's floor.
Murder on. Oh, okay.
Zidane.
Maybe you could give me a warm up.
An example. Should give you an example. Yeah. Do you want that as an example? Because I do have a spare one.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
right, there's your example. Okay, right.
Here's do the example again. I'll see if I can get it.
Yeah, okay. Here's an example for you. Combine a Sophie Ellis-Bextor song with a French World Cup winner.
Murder on Zidane's floor.
Yay! Okay, that's a good example there. So this is your first question. So add a former QPR defender to complete this hat fitting. One size
fits all.
Correct.
Yay! Got one. That was his nickname as well, wasn't it? Did you know that?
I did. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
There's another. Oh yeah. Kiki Musampa. Remember Kiki Musampa? They used to play for Kiki Musampa. I can't remember. Do you know what his nickname was? Chris Musampa, as in Christmas. Anyway, right. Is that 1-1 then?
That's yeah.
Right. The first red card in English football was shown to whom in 1976? Was it?
Go on. Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Was it Dave Wagstaff of Blackburn or Nicholas Carpenter of Plymouth?
I don't know why I'm laughing. Oh dear. It's going to be Dave. It was Dave of Blackburn.
Dave Wagstaff
Yeah.
is correct.
Yes.
Nicholas
So if I
Carpenter
know.
was a combination of Nicholas Jones and Richard Carpenter. Which means nothing to anyone else.
I knew there was some sort of conspiracy theory behind that. Okay, so here you go. Think about this. Think about this.
Okay.
Combine the surname of Crystal Palace forward Jordan to make a 70s classic by Elton John.
Are you ready for love?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yes. Okay.
2-2. 2-2.
2-2. Next one's really tenuous.
Right. Ready?
Yep.
Oh no. Right. Which player scored the first headed hat-trick in the Premier League in 1997?
Oh.
Do you want a choice of two?
Yeah, go on.
Was it Big Dunk or Sir Les?
Oh, I'm going to go Sir Les. Sir Leslie of Ferdinand.
It's incorrect, I'm afraid. It was Big Dunk.
Big Dunk.
In a 3-2 win against Bolton. And you know, there's only one other player that scored a hat-trick of headers, and that was in...
was it... it was someone you wouldn't expect to get headers, isn't it?
2016. In fact, someone is almost like his first name in a punny to follow on from the
Salman.
Surname sounds like something you might put on your winky if you don't want to have babies.
Salman Cole. What was his name? What was his name?
Condom.
He played for Newcastle. Newcastle recently played for
West Brom.
Yeah, that's one. Salmon Condom.
Salmon Rondon.
Okay, here you go. Next one.
Yeah, go on in.
Use the name of Swansea's Spanish one-season goal-scoring wonder to form a famous lyric from Sympathy for the Devil.
Pleased to meet you.
There it is. 3-2. You lead.
We need to do this every week. Right.
All right.
Ex-Danish international Alan Nielsen was once sidelined with an injury whilst playing for Spurs after his newborn daughter did what? Burst his eardrum or poked him in the eye?
Oh, it's got to be a poke in the eye, isn't it?
You'd think.
Burst his eardrum.
No, I'm asking what?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm going with poke in the eye. Poke in the eye, yeah.
You're back in it.
Good. Here we are.
3-3.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. The next two are film related. Combine the guffawing ex-Manchester City defender Richards with a 2000 Bro film starring Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher.
I know what it is. It's Dude, where is Micah?
Where is Micah?
Dude, where's Micah? Dude, where's Micah? He's over there guffawing like a buffoon.
At Roy Keane.
At anything. At a blank piece of paper.
Yes. There you go. You're 100% so far.
Yeah, to stay in then. To stay in it.
Okay.
Last question. In 1978, a match in Tanzania was postponed when the referee was what? Caught smoking the weed before kickoff, or getting so drunk at half time that he fell asleep and couldn't be woken?
Oh, I think the latter. The latter. Drunk at half time. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It's incorrect, I'm afraid. It was caught smoking the weed.
The weed. Wow. Oh, wow. A little bit like a Sunday league game down at King George's in Cosham.
Oh, yeah, it still happens over the road.
Okay, here you go. This is 5 for 5. I think you've got this. 2004 boxing film. Create a 2004 boxing film starring Clint Eastwood that meets. Sorry, I'll read this again. 2004 boxing film starring Clint Eastwood meets Portuguese Manchester United flop.
Portuguese Man United.
Oh, stumped. Stumped he is.
Well, I
the film?
thought I had the film, and then now I thought I've got the player, and they're just two different. One.
I have to say, I thought the player was Brazilian, but apparently he's Portuguese.
Oh, okay. So
didn't play internationally for either, apart from under 21s.
I thought the film was $1 Million Baby, but it's not, is it? Is that the film? I don't know what the player is though. $1 Million Baby. Baby.
Oh God, I'll give you that. $1 Million Bebe.
Yeah, that's it.
$1 Million Bebe. Bebe. 5 out of 5. Congratulations. Woo. Congratulations. All right.
I think it's fitting that I should win the quiz on the last podcast of the year, as it was that Paul Playford scored the last goal for Hampton Rangers.
Absolutely.
Back in 2007. Was it 7?
No, it couldn't have been that late, could it? It must have been about 2004 maybe.
Yeah.
4 or 5. I don't know. Yes. Poetic. So, quick roundup of what's going on in the Premier League. It's been a woeful year for Portsmouth, but on the plus side, Southampton are going down. Couldn't turn it around against Forest the other day. So do you know what they need now to stay up?
I do. They need 3 wins out there.
Yeah. But what do they need elsewhere?
Yeah.
You know what they need elsewhere? They need they also need Forest to lose all 3 of their games, and Everton to only pick up 1 point max.
Yeah.
So
they're going down, aren't they? Who have they got next?
But bye, Southampton. Bye.
Who they got next? Home to Newcastle.
I think they've got their last game of the season is quite a tricky one. I think it's like Arsenal or something like that. Final game of the season.
They played Arsenal, haven't they?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh yes, they have. Yeah.
Did you watch that game last night?
I haven't seen any of the games from yesterday. Actually, I saw about 10 minutes of this Southampton game around the penalty time, and I thought that's quite good. They're clearly smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
they've
got Fulham at home next, and then Brighton away.
Yeah.
So I would have thought the Brighton game would have been quite toughy, but after they got battered by Everton yesterday.
Yeah, didn't they? Who's their last game?
Liverpool at home.
Oh, Liverpool. Yeah. I think it's a tough one.
Yeah,
so that's them. That's them down. They've got to lose half their squad, haven't they? At least, because you think a lot of that squad. Yeah. I know it's strange to say when you've got a relegated team, but half of them really won't be wanting to be playing in the Championship, will they?
No.
Lord Prowse will be off, won't he?
I would have thought so. But then, what players? I mean, they've got Maitland-Niles, haven't they? But
he may stay because I think he played in the Championship with West Brom, didn't he? I think maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
Walcott. That'll be probably a step up for him playing in the Championship, won't it?
Yeah. So who goes down with Southampton? Do you think? Who? It's 2 from 4. Which 2 from the 4? So you've got Leicester, Everton, Forest, and Leeds.
Well, yes, it's still. I think so. West Ham should be okay. Forest.
Oh, West Ham. I think are safe, aren't they?
Forest, Everton, Leicester, Leeds. Yeah, I would see. I can't see Leeds. It all depends who they've got. Leeds have got Newcastle, West Ham, and then Tottenham at home. So that's that's quite tricky. Leicester. Oh dear. They've got Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, and then West Ham at home. And Forest have got Chelsea, Arsenal, and Palace. So yeah, I would. I don't know.
Everton? Everton.
Leicester could be. Oh, Everton. Yeah, sorry. Everton have got Man City at home, Wolves away, and Bournemouth at home. So
They'll be
expect
safe.
them to get something out of Wolves
Yeah.
and Bournemouth.
They should get from those games. You'd expect them to get 4 points, wouldn't you? Which I think will keep them safe.
I think it might be those two that are already there. I think Leicester, although they're third from bottom, I think they're in big trouble with those fixtures. Leeds, yeah, I think it's two. I don't know. It's
despite the Allardyce effect.
Well, yeah, I don't. Yeah.
How did you feel about Allardyce's press conference the other day?
Yeah, it's a bit silly, wasn't it? What you're saying there, mate.
I saw someone today do a mock-up of
sarcasm either. No.
Was that no hint? No. There's I saw someone today do a mock-up of David Brent. He was mouthing the words as he was dressed as David Brent.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And actually, you could see the mannerisms were. You could kind of see that would be a sort of thing that Brent would say, like you say, no irony, no sarcasm.
Yeah.
I'm up there with the best. Particularly the one where he goes, Pep, Klopp, goes to move on and then goes back, Arteta.
Yeah.
It's kind of like another name's just sprung to mind.
Yeah.
Arteta. Yeah. I'm up there with all of them.
I'm better than all of them.
No, to be fair, he did say, I'm not saying I'm better than them, but I'm up there with them.
But I'm up there with them, yeah. You're not, are you? Because they've actually won things, Sam.
Quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Sam. You're not. Okay, so you're going Leicester and Leeds, yeah?
Yeah, I think definitely Leicester, and yeah, I think Leeds.
Both are in wretched form, aren't they? I agree. I think it's going to be Leicester and Leeds. I think Forest will just sneak out. I think Everton will now get enough points. Like Bournemouth and Wolves, they get points from those games, won't they? Especially after they get spanked by City. Well, that is it, Dan. That is it for not this season. That is not it, because you have something you want to add. So,
speaking of City, it's the Real Madrid City first leg this evening.
Yes.
Have you seen the score?
It's the Real Madrid effect, isn't it? Because I tuned in just as we started recording. The first 15, 20 minutes, Man City had 70% possession, had 7 shots on target. 7 shots in total. And at that point, Real Madrid had 0.
Yeah.
So you'd think City were doing pretty well, but yeah, it's the Real Madrid effect, isn't it?
I have been quite surprised at the amount of people just expecting City to just walk over them, because I just do think it is, like you say, it is the Real Madrid effect. They're not the team they were, but it's Champions League, isn't it? And it's
they pull something out, don't they? They pull something out in the Champions League. Just a very quick bit of trivia on Real Madrid. So Jude Bellingham is heavily touted to be joining them this summer now, and will become allegedly their second highest player. Do you know who he would be behind as their second highest earning player? Do you know who he'd be behind in those financial stakes?
Benzema.
If I was to say to you, Eden Hazard, would that surprise you? Hazard apparently is a top paid player. Yeah, exactly. Barely plays, but is still their top earning player. Incredible.
How much?
Oh, I didn't see the figures, but yeah, unbelievable. Yeah. And speaking of figures, just finally, we did say we were going to wrap up, but what's your thoughts on the reputed, is that the right word? It's not, is it? But it might be. Transfer of Lionel Messi to the Saudi Arabian club, I don't know which one, but on a contract allegedly worth 500 million over the next 2 years.
Just silly, isn't it? Just don't taint it. I mean, look at Ronaldo. The only clips you see of him is being a colossal bellend, where he's playing and kicking bottles of water and trying to do back heels that don't come off, and wondering why. Oh, that's because you're playing with Sunday League players, Cristiano. It depends. I mean, how much do you really need the money? If you want to play, I don't know. I mean, if you've got such a love of football, then yeah, I suppose go somewhere and play football. But do you really need?
He could earn a lot of money no matter where he goes, couldn't he?
Football's only a short career, and they want to make as much money as possible. But surely, you must have enough money to
have plenty. Yeah, you must have plenty to be able to go, do you know what? Or even if you went back to Barcelona, if you went to MLS, you went anywhere, you could go anywhere and still get tens of millions per year. But yeah, it taints the legacy, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Taints the legacy. So yeah, there you go. On that note, we end the series, we end the show, and we end the series. This has been Eat My Goal for the season 22-23. Portsmouth finished 8th in the league after a promising start. Unbeaten in around about 14 games, weren't we? But then it all went horribly wrong. We lost Danny Cowley in January. Took 3 weeks to replace him with a League One defender in his first job. And this is where we've ended. But Mousinho has raised us from 15th, I suppose. So that's a plus. Thoughts for next season, just very quickly. Where do you think we'll finish next season? Top 6? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right, there you go. You've got it. That is an Eat My Goal exclusive. Dan says yes.
Yeah.
To top 6 next season. Yeah. And if that is as positive as it comes from us. As
positive as I get.
We may well be back for a very short Premier League roundup just to see where we finished on our predictions. But other than that, that is us for this season. So thank you to the few people who've been watching. Goodbye.
Bye.